Something in your house broke recently. Maybe it was headphones. Maybe a blender. Maybe a vacuum cleaner. Maybe your phone screen cracked for the second time. You looked up the repair cost, and it was almost the same price as buying a new one. So you threw it away, bought a replacement, and felt a small familiar guilt about the thing sitting in your bin that probably just needed one tiny part. Sound familiar? Here's what I need you to understand about that moment. That guilt you felt? You were right to feel it, but not for the reason you think. You didn't throw it away because you're wasteful. You threw it away because someone very deliberately designed it so that fixing it would feel irrational. The product wasn't built to last, it was built to be replaced, and the replacement is the real product. In the next few minutes, I'm going to trace exactly how things that break became a business model. From a secret cartel in 1924 to the phone in your pocket. And once you see the system, you'll never look at a broken appliance the same way again. Let's start with light bulbs, because light bulbs are where the string was first pulled. In the early 1900s, light bulbs lasted a long time. Engineers were getting them up to 2,500 hours. Some experimental bulbs lasted even longer. The technology was improving every year. Then, in 1924, something happened in Geneva. The world's biggest light bulb manufacturers, Osram, Philips, General Electric, and others, met in secret and formed a group called the Phoebus cartel. Their agreement was simple. No bulb would be allowed to last longer than 1,000 hours. Not because longer-lasting bulbs were impossible. They already existed. But because a bulb that lasts too long is a bulb you don't replace. And a bulb you don't replace is a sale they don't make. So they cut the lifespan in half. Deliberately, by agreement. Companies that made bulbs lasting over 1,000 hours were fined by the cartel. This isn't a conspiracy theory. This is documented history. Internal memos, fine records. A real conspiracy with receipts. And it worked. Sales went up. Bulbs burned out on schedule. Customers bought more. The cartel eventually dissolved, but the idea it invented never did. That idea has a name. Planned obsolescence. And it's in almost everything you own, your printer. Inkjet printers are sold at a loss. The manufacturer doesn't make money on the machine. They make it on the cartridges, so the cartridge has a chip inside it. The chip counts pages, and at a certain number, the chip tells the printer the cartridge is empty, except it's not. Independent tests have shown that empty cartridges can still have 20 to 40% of their ink left. The chip lied to you, on purpose. And if you try to use a third-party cartridge, a cheaper, refilled, or compatible one, the printer's firmware may block it entirely. Some manufacturers push software updates whose only function is to reject cartridges they didn't sell you. They're not protecting quality. They're protecting the recurring purchase. Now, look at your phone. When Apple released the iPhone, the battery was glued inside. Not clipped, not screwed. Glued. You cannot replace it without specialized tools and significant risk of breaking the device. The charging port, the screen, the internal components, all held together in ways that make independent repair difficult, expensive, or void your warranty. And in 2017, Apple admitted to something remarkable. They had been deliberately slowing down older iPhones through software updates. They said it was to preserve battery life. Critics said it was to nudge you toward upgrading. Whatever the reason, the result was the same. Your phone got slower, and the solution Apple offered wasn't a new battery. It was a new phone. The case was called Batterygate. Apple paid settlements, and the practice, why making old devices feel broken through software, didn't go away. It just got quieter. But planned obsolescence isn't only about technology. Look at your clothes. Fast fashion brands produce 52 micro-seasons a year. Not 4. 52. The clothes are designed for a handful of washes. The stitching is minimal. The fabric is thin. Not because better materials don't exist. Because the model depends on you buying the next thing before the last thing falls apart. A t-shirt that lasts 5 years is 5 years of lost sales. A t-shirt that lasts 5 washes is a customer who comes back in 6 weeks. The product isn't the clothing, the product is the cycle, and it extends to your kitchen, your bathroom, your garage. Washing machines used to last 25 to 30 years. Now the average lifespan is closer to 7 to 10. Kettles, toasters, microwaves, vacuum cleaners, all trending shorter. Not because we forgot how to build durable things. We're better at engineering than we've ever been. But durability isn't the metric anyone is optimizing for. The metric is replacement rate. And here's where the economics make the trap complete. When something breaks, you face a choice: repair or replace. But the choice has been rigged. Spare parts are deliberately scarce. Manufacturers don't sell them, or they price them at 80% of a new unit. Repair manuals are withheld. The schematics that would let an independent shop fix your appliance in an hour are locked behind proprietary walls. The labor cost of repair is high because a skilled repair technician's hour is expensive, and the manufacturer has made the process as complex as possible. Meanwhile, a brand new replacement is sitting in a warehouse, mass-produced at industrial scale, ready to ship to your door tomorrow for less than the repair would cost. The system made fixing things irrational, not because repair doesn't work, because repair doesn't profit them. And there's a cost that isn't on the receipt. The world produces over 50 million metric tons of electronic waste every year. Discarded phones, dead laptops, broken appliances, printers with ink still in their cartridges. Most of it isn't recycled. It sits in landfills, or worse, it's shipped to developing countries where it's burned for scrap metal, poisoning soil and water. 50 million tons, every year, of things that were designed to die. Many of them needed nothing more than a $2 capacitor, a new battery, a single replacement part. But the system made it cheaper to throw them away and buy new. The waste isn't a side effect. It's the system working as intended. But this is where the string starts to show. Because people are pushing back. It's called the right to repair movement. The principle is simple. If you bought it, you should be allowed to fix it. That means access to spare parts, access to repair manuals, the right to use independent repair shops without voiding your warranty, the right to replace your own battery, your own screen, your own hard drive. The European Union is already moving. The EU Right to Repair Directive is pushing manufacturers to make products repairable and to provide spare parts for years after sale. Several U.S. states have passed or are advancing similar legislation, and companies are starting to respond. Some genuinely, some performatively. Apple launched a self-repair program. Whether it's a real shift or a PR maneuver depends on how the next few years play out. But the movement is real. And it's growing because millions of people looked at their broken appliances and asked the same question you're asking now. Why can't I fix this? So here's what you can do. Before you buy anything, check its repairability score. iFixit rates products on how easy they are to open, service, and fix. A product with a high repairability score is a product that respects your ownership. Look for repair cafés in your area. They're free community events where volunteers help you fix things. Electronics, clothing, furniture. They exist in thousands of cities worldwide. When something breaks, search for the repair before you search for the replacement. YouTube is full of people fixing the exact thing you're about to throw away. The tutorial is almost always there. And support right to repair legislation when it comes up. It's one of the few consumer battles where the fix is structural, not individual. Companies will build things to last when the law requires them to, and not before. Because the guilt you feel when you throw away something fixable? That guilt is correct, but it's not your guilt to carry. You didn't break the system broke your things. On purpose. On schedule. For profit. And now you can see the strings.